So in this video, I want to show some examples of things that I always use in my cage setups. So every cage is going to have at least one of each of these items. So first is branches. And these are all sourced from different places for examples. So this first one I got from Exotic Nutrition. This I got from Chewy, and then this branch I actually sourced in my own yard. And I disinfected it and dried it. Next, we'll move on to bridges and ladders. This is from Exotic Nutrition. This someone gave to me from some parrot stuff they didn't want anymore. I made this bridge out of bamboo. This is actually bamboo garden edging. Next category would be fall breakers. I'll use nets. That was marketed for birds. These are scarf hangers, and I do cut off this. These don't really unravel, and the inside is plastic, so if they start chewing on it, it's relatively safe. And this is a fall breaker that I just made myself from a piece of scrap fleece, and I just cut some holes in it, and then I put some grommets in it. Another thing that I use as a fall breaker would be seagrass mats, and these you can get more affordably through bird toy parts online stores than you can full retail. I think I got that at Bird Toy Builders. Then another category of things that I've always put at least one. Now these kinds of hides have a false bottom, they don't have a bottom. When I'm working with nervous rats, shy rats, aggressive rats, I like to use something more like this, igloo that has a bottom in it, and then I can start training it as a transport container. I'll use an igloo like this, or I'll use just a cardboard box that has a bottom and then cut a couple of holes in it for doors. The rats will remodel these igloos. They tend to do that. And that's fine, that they have more than one entry or exit. And another thing that's going to be in every setup is, of course, hammocks. I make these no-sew hammocks myself. That's one style. Here's another one that I'll use sometimes, a tube style. I'm not exactly sure if that's really what that's called, but I do make these myself. They go through them a lot. These only take a few minutes to make, and you don't have to be able to sew. And then ledges, I do sometimes use more wood for ledges, you know, small perches. I also use these little dollar store baskets for ledges, and then also pumice ledges. These are lava ledges. And then next, everybody's going to get a toy. Sometimes I'll use foraging toys like this that you can put some foraging mix in there. You turn the thing, get that out. This is one that I made, again, from Bird Toy Building supply stores. So this was pretty inexpensive to make. And this part is reusable. You can skewer like anything with it. What I like about these ones is some of them have like a screw on the bottom, and if that comes off and it gets lost in your substrate, then your skewer is basically junk. Or this one, it has a loop on the end, and then it hangs from the opposite end, so there is basically nothing to lose, and that's not going to come apart. You fill these little plastic cups up with some foraging food. Alternatively to the foraging toys, you could add just chew toys. I believe this came out of a ratty box. The cage gets a litter pan, at least one. If I'm doing a double, I usually put two. Okay, and then ropes you can get from a wide variety of places. This again is Exotic Nutrition. This I believe was from Chewy. This one I made just with some wire, rope, and some, they call them candle cups, that I bought from a bird toy supplier. Make your own bird toys. And then this is just a dollar store dog rope. Everyone gets a Sputnik, Space Pod, depending on where you're from. I believe I got that from Chewy.